Vince, listen. You want to listen to it? Okay. Una na kay Kulu?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, si Kulu kasi kaya si
Oh, yung mega ko. Oh.
So, sige mo lang.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. Good. Turn it on the muffler to me. Could it talk? I know her car is arrived. Ah, okay. All right. Okay. All right. Buenas noches, todos hanzo. Inano si Michael Lujan Bavacqua, Guam curator winning. Yes, na bonito na edificio. I'm the curator here at the Guam Museum. And it is a solemn but beautiful reason that we are gathered here today to learn the history of ancestors that have returned home almost 150 years later. And so we are going to learn some of that history. We are going to hear from some of our elected leaders. We are going to hear a few chants, a few blessings. We are also going to hear from my aunt, who was the main force in terms of finding these ancestors in New York, securing their return, and then helping get them home. And so, before, ang testinay na tututuan nihita kumbida si Master of CHamoru Culture Performance, si Vince Regis, dyan ni Hagåtña, por favor, kasi kisinata bendisi na bonito na dinanya. O, sige magahaga, hunggan. Nito guay fi kulo, por favor. si Zeus Masi. Natachong por favor. Okay. Right, Timauling Zuli Estinahuego, por favor, Azurenzo. Hanzi Imanakilu Gi Bakhabda. Alright, Nihita Pakpaki STC, Nihita Pakpaki Firena Imaga Hagan Guam. Alright. Segundo, Nihita Pakpaki, Segundo Magalahi Hunga. Okay. Angin Wahat Tihu Dansi, por favor, na Hasuzu. No huli isi Senadora Sabrina Salas Mantanani, Hungan Nihita Pakpaki. Si Senadora Therese Terlahi Lokwi Nihita Pakpaki. Oh, si Senadora Sabina Flores Perez Lokwi Nihita Pakpaki. All right, are we? Estaba Senador Lokwi si Clint Rogel. Are we including former senators too? Estaba Senador si Clint Rogel? Yeah. Are we playing a Reclamant and Holomtano? What type of rules do you play for this game? Okay, wait, Hadzi Ocho? Hadzi? Hey, Eniki! Hungan, si Senator, or former Senator Mary Camacho Torres, Hungan. Oh, former Senator Hope Alvarez Cristobal, Hungan, por favor. Alright, Tajurenzo. Pagwa Ocho, is there anyone that I'm missing? Oh, former Senator Kelly Marsh type to know Hungan. Okay, pues Pago si Gehilo para Comisione fino CHamoru Guahan, Dr. Laura Sauder Hungan. Si SHPO para Guahan si Patrick Lujan Lokwi. Then Magasu Lokwi mas naulit na Magasu Debili Honorable Lokwi si Melvin Wampat Borha. Alright, mga manladyo ang Gentihu Hati Ocho? Oh, Hungan, Kogagi Wini i-presidente? Okay, Zanito Honor Lokwi representinay imas Ongkud zan imas Takilo na grupon CHamoru inan lalahin Guahan. Alright. And so let me just tell you a little bit about how this program will go. The ancestors are in the rotating gallery outside. They have been set up in a beautiful arrangement that we will visit. But here we will be hearing from Imagahagan Wahan, Segundo Magalahi, and my auntie Fran, who's curator and director at the Pacific Island Ethnic Art Museum. We will be learning about some of the history involved with this, some of the importance of why we do this work, and then we will all be moving out there so that we can visit with the ancestors. So syempre manmahalin, no? Manmahalin, no hita, no? I'm sure that they miss us. We have to catch them up on a lot of stuff. There's been a decolonization movement that has evolved. Spam has entered our lives since they were last here. And so we have a lot to talk about with them. But I want to invite up now, protocol is Segundo Magalahi, Imagahaga Fineta. And so, put favor, Imagahagan Guahan, Maila mo na put favor. Ika Patrick.
Si Zeus Masi, Miguel, Malik, Finot, CHamoru, Esteno, Manayo A+. Half a day. Men golf magufo, bago na ani para mamatuhi todo para ta honra sa pata celebra turisti I finatuntati I Manmatua. Estigwe I sainata antistati. Zatahasu todo I minalig niya ni ma sanwanihid, maadzudahid mo na para dan magihahin mo na para takuntaniya I ninataniya gininhita. I'm just very honored today to stand here and be part of this great recognition and celebration honoring the return of the Matua. These are our ancestors of many, 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 many years back, but they still give us the spirituality, the spirit, the inner feeling of our culture, of our language, of the food that we eat, and our values of respeto, kindness, generosity, which they have practiced from day one that they have given us life in Guam. And we have to think back 4,000 years ago when our ancestors came to Guam, navigated the ocean, the strong waters, through what? Through their inner spirits, through the feeling of the waters, the temperature of the air, the winds that guide them, the sun, the moon, the stars, the feels of the current. That is what we do today. Those are the things that guide us, not only in spiritual, but in real lives. The currents that we have to fight, the riptides that we have to maneuver with. All the challenges today, we do address them, I feel, very strongly because of the values of our ancestors that we have learned and they have given to us. We are a strong CHamoru group. We have gone through many, many challenges. We've gone through many outside forces that have modified, adjusted, changed the ways of our life. But we continue to thrive, and we continue to survive, and we continue to protect and preserve the cultures and the language and the food that we know so much, and the values, like I said, that have been instilled with us. And so this repatriation is more than just bringing back the bones of our ancestors. It's reminding us the inner spirits that they have gone through. I was just in Taiwan, and I met with the Council of Indigenous People. In fact, this necklace that I am wearing was given to me by the Council of the Indigenous People. And it is to honor high officials. Only the high officials of those indigenous people wear this necklace. And I wear it with great pride and honor because we are Austronesians, and I learned from them, of course, only reinforced our knowledge that we really come from Malaya. We really come from Indonesia. In fact, one of the ladies there was explaining to us, where do you think we all started? And she said she did research, she did study, and what it is she felt, and literature showed, that at one point, all of Southeast Asia was one continent. All of Asia was one continent. And as the plates moved, islands broke off. And some of the people that were there then stayed on those broken up islands, Taiwan, and they really believed that our ancestors came from that area and migrated over to Guam. Guam, of course, is the first island that they have landed in. So we are very connected with the people from Taiwan. And I just say that because sometimes when we reflect about our ancestors, we sometimes forget where we actually physically came from. And so for me, it's a great big circle that I know where we have come from. And also, it's a great big circle that gives us the strength to continue on to the future of what lies ahead and the many challenges that we have to overcome. So I just want to thank also those people that have made this happen. I understand Patrick was very, very influential. Fran was very influential. All the organizers, Mel of the museum, Miguel. I think Josh was also very influential. No? You did the Hawaii one. But it's the same kind of determination, right? And the same kind of commitment about how we want to bring all of us together, and we are going to work hard to really build the inaftan in Oka Point. We know for sure we have the land, we have the money, we just need to do it. So I just want to assure you that that our administration is going to continue to do whatever we can possibly do to continue on the preservation of our culture and the values that our ancestors have instilled in us. So thank you again, Sijus Masi. Look forward to some more discussions.
Sijus Masi, Manmåtto. All right, and Paulo, zauna na may comida hulun. Por favor, segundo magalahi, Josh. Por favor, dito magpapit.
Sijus Masi again. Who recognition that dress the familiar Lujan Manmåtto Tåtte na programa, right? But you know, Sijus at Lujan tu loku di bandan tatawi bolaku. It is, Governor, thank you very much for pointing out just how significant it is for us to really bring back home our relatives. And unfortunately, we know there's more out there, because the reality is, for a period of time, our ancestors were looked at as objects, and we know that they're part of us. And there's so much work that people have been doing over generations to help. And Fran, where are you?
In Zoom.
Oh, Tayo Igwini. Sijus Masi Fran Purin sa CHamoru in New York. Then Contono Patrick in sa CHamoru. The SD Oficina in Historic Preservation. Then si Melvin dan todo Buddha man judura Palestina programa dan dongkula na onra para hamzu. I also wanted to just say that over generations, many people have been looking, and Senator Hope Cristobal, William Hernandez, Lowling, Robert Underwood, B.J. Cruz. I've read things in the 70s where they go to places like Bishop and Smithsonian petitioning and making demands that these remains of our ancestors and these resources from our island should be returned. And only in recent years were we able to finally break through with a lot of the laws that have changed that allowed Miguel and Nicole and Melvin and so many others to go and do what is needed to be done based on their expertise and their training, so that we can satisfy the ethical requirements to bring all of these treasures home. But in this case, it's people that we're related to. So I just wanted to say this is a big, big thing. Bringing people home, they're not resting these spirits. They have been wandering for a long time, and they've been yearning and in many ways speaking to everybody here, giving them the purpose and the promise and the responsibility to bring them back home. So Francis Masi, Patrick, thank you very much for what you all do. And Melvin and again, Kelly, the others, thank you for all the staff that is coming here. And thank you for doing this during CHamoru month. Viva CHamoru.
Okay, Sijus Masi, Hungan. Now we are going to Hungan, Baron. Gagaw yung holiday box. Ita nalalay Zoom, por favor. Hungan. And so, okay, let me introduce to you very quickly my Auntie Fran, my mom's first cousin. And so she is the director and the curator for the Pacific. But esta mo mamego sa esta of Poinigwihi. Esta kaling sa Tanmak, Gidza Long Beach. Okay. But she does incredible work in terms of providing space for Pacific Islanders, in particular CHamoRus, but Pacific Islanders of all types, connecting CHamoRus and indigenous peoples in Southern California, but in many parts of the United States. And for those of us in the Marianas, this is very important because it is very difficult to get out to the States. It is very expensive. And it makes a huge difference if you can go out and visit these people, and if you can visit the remains, versus if you just email them. It's very easy to ignore emails. It's very easy to ignore emails especially when they come in the middle of the day or the middle of the night, and then you answer them the next day, they get pushed back. And especially when they come in from a territory where NAGPRA doesn't apply. And so what happens with a lot of repatriation and returns is there's this question of, are you a state? Are you a Native American tribe? Are you an independent country? And it depends on the institution. Do they want to make it easy? Do they want to make it hard? And for this in particular, it could... Auntie Fran, okay, there. And so I was going to embarrass my Auntie Fran by just telling you that her biggest contribution really is, to me, is just that she tells me stories about my grandmother and my grandfather and my great-grandparents, about them in Hagåtña Heights after the war. But she does so many other things as well, including this return, which she spearheaded, which she made possible. And so here, let us hear from her now. Por favor, Auntie Fran Hungen. Nita Patpaki, por favor.
Happy day and good winds. Thank you for receiving me. It has been a privilege to be part of this journey. Across the world, people are still suffering the long-lasting effects of colonialism and struggling to get the justice they deserve from governments and private actors that perpetuated and profited from these historical injustices. The time stamp for this repatriation may have started in June of 2025, but rematriation is women-led practices to restore sacred relationships between our indigenous people and our ancestral lands and waterways. I do not do this work alone. I hear you, Patrick Lujan, and other organizations and individuals. I hear you and see you, my friend Baltazar again. I feel your extraordinary acts of love. For my daughter, my grandchildren, my descendants yet to be born, I write you this song in the shape of a letter. These 9 months has been a journey of love. Love from my origin and place, Guam. Love for the ones who carry our waters. I heard the croon of the four, carried by the big waves and ancient streams of Turtle Island, in a big house, the world's largest natural history museum, 25 interconnected buildings, more than 2.5 million square feet. I asked a question. Do you know if they are there? Hagåtña, Matua, CHamoru. They never set out to be lost. Persist, it said. You are carried by the strength of ancient CHamoru women, the many names never recorded. Hold yourself accountable. Be aware of the biases you hold. Question everything. Before I'm home now, my breathing now feels all right. Goodbye, Saham, Simama, and Simama.
Okay. Si Zeus masih tiha, isan bonito at Zeus. The last thing that I want to share, again, isigundo na slide, por favor. I want to share, because many people have been asking, what do we know about these ancestors? And the truth of the matter is we don't know a lot, but we do know some things, which is more than what we know oftentimes about other repatriated remains. And so these are the translated notes from the the 3, but actually 4 ancestors. So, first off, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the history, these skulls were taken in 1878 by a man named P. Tubino. They were sent off island from Hagåtña to be taken into the collection of Felix von Lujan, who had a collection of thousands and thousands of skulls from around the world. In his personal collection, he had as many as 5,000 skulls. In his professional collection, he had 5,000 more. And so they stayed there, 3 skulls, but as you can see, the lower jaw of 283 not directly belonging, but a good enough fit. So one of the skulls, it's acknowledged, was actually 2 individuals, where they had been sold as one, but it was actually 2 people. After Lujan died, a trustee of the American Natural History Museum in New York acquired his personal collection of skulls, which was thousands of skulls, and these 3 skulls, 4 individuals, ended up there for 102 years. And until my Auntie Fran reached out and visited them with Senator Torlani last year. And they were the first CHamoru voices and CHamoru hands to touch them, and voices to hear in probably 150, almost 50 years. Now, one of the things that makes these interesting, and there's possibilities for understanding more about them, is, number one, P. Tubino. So some Spanish scholars, Patrick Lujan has reached out to some, and we're going to reach out to others to see if we can find out who is P. Tubino. Because if we can find out more about who that is, it can help us understand who was this person. That might give us a clue as to where they might have been digging. Perhaps they left personal correspondence. Perhaps they left a collection. Perhaps there's a journal. Who knows? So far, we haven't been able to find anything about P. Tubino, but we might be able to. The other thing, Byron, go to the last slide, is, of course, written directly onto the skulls is the words CHamoru, Matua, Hagåtña, Ladrones. And so the word Matua creates an interesting mystery. Because we, of course, know the word Matua. As the Magahaga said, the Matua is the high class. But the reference to Matua by this Tubino, why would he put Matua on that? And we can guess, we can speculate. Was he just marketing them? Was he just saying, oh, these are fancy skulls, these are the nobility, these are the best skulls on island, when he sent them off? Or was there something unique or special about how they were dug up? Was there something in the burial that might indicate, or the location that might indicate that they had some sort of Matua status? Was there something in the oral history at that time, in 1878, that people spoke about, that would indicate that people said these are Matua? And that's what led to that. Because it wasn't common, when you look at other skulls that were taken into European collections at that time, it wasn't common to necessarily indicate their status like that. So this is something that is fascinating to pursue. So we have an exciting CHamoru mystery that we can explore with our ancestors, that we can visit when we go and see them out in the gallery, in the lobby. And so I want to invite all of you now, Fanogi por favor, we're all going to head out to the lobby, and if you have offerings, there's tables in front of the skulls where you can put your offerings. The Magahaga and the Segundo Magalahi will go first. Saina Leonard Iriarte and his group will lead with a blessing and a chant to open the space first. And then the Magahaga and the Segundo Magalahi will lead us in, and then we will form a line to go and visit with the ancestors. But please, let's all head in now.